iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racing enthusiasts all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. The car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and racing teams. Our skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly racing series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 200,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12-Hour. Participate in solo races, championship seasons, and hosted in league events with AI Racing. With a rapidly expanding catalog of 70-plus cars and 85-plus tracks from real-world racing series, test your abilities with challenging computer-based competition. Additional partners include IMSA, the World of Outlaws, and Supercars, allowing members to participate in their very own Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, Sebring 12-Hour, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Well, hello and welcome. Hope you're all well. Well, what a week it has been, no less. iRacing Daytona 24 taking part this weekend. You took part? Hope it went well for you. Now it's time to kick back with a cold one and enjoy the Hockenheimring for XSLR Season 7 Round 8 with Bayview Shade and Blind. I think it's going to be a little bit special. We've got some epic racing coming up for you, no less, across this iconic circuit as just transitioning across into qualifying. That's about to get underway very, very shortly. The system sorted out that self out there. Let's look forward to it. Who's going to walk away with pole position here from Germany? What's this circuit? A little bit changed since its old iconic layout that we lost all the way back in, was it 98, I think it was? No, 2001, a little more recently. I say that, it's a lad in my day job. He wasn't even born in 2001. Anyway, more to it. Less meanderings of a fat old, bold old man. Let's get stuck into things. Let's see who we've got with us this evening. I see some names populating up already. There's one, Lee Martin now. This guy, I'm looking forward to seeing. I think he could walk away with things this evening. But there's someone else who could come along for a ride with him. That's this guy, Simon Foweather. What is he going to do? Warming up his tyres there. Trying to get into the groove. Get the car ready, build things up here for that first flying lap. Is it going to be enough to take him to pole, or are we going to see someone else? About Monza last week. Let's talk about Monza. Jimmy Howard ran away with a victory. Do love some of these cinematic shots here. First season of the victory, not his first one in XSLR history, but A long time away from the top step of the podium. Could be a bit more of a struggle for him this evening. What's going to be someone else? Maybe like this guy, Adam Thompson. Full commitment to the curbs. No less from him. Also, can't discredit Andy Cosick as well. He's with us this evening. Always want to keep half an eye on his old Andy. There he is. Just commencing his first lap. Let's check in with the weather. Like a little weather report up here. There we go. 24 Celsius. Well, for those of you with the persuasion of Fahrenheit or freedom units, as I know you like to call it, 75. But we all know the C does not stand for Celsius. It stands for correct. That's why we use it. That's why we imply it. That's why we love it. So, who's, well, interestingly, Thompson, fastest of anyone in Sector 1. It's got that purple, so pink denomination there. So he's going to go fastest. Now, what he will do, because he's going to be the first one across the line. Let's just try to see what sort of time he's going to set. Fastest of anyone in Sector 2, but he's going to be, because he was the first one there. Not too much left of the track. Heading through Saks Curve. Down towards Sud Curve, exiting the stadium section. Section of the track that still remains from the iconic old circuit that I spoke about earlier. Let's take a little look at what it's going to be. First lap time on the board. And it's a 1:59.6. That is your time to beat, folks. That is your time to beat. Martin across the line, 2/10 slower, faux weather. Ooh, his time got deleted. All that aggressive, warm tyre warming that was going on his outlap. All to no avail, and Thompson goes faster again in Sector 1. This comes across the line, Cosick, poor final sector from him. And time deleted from him too. Smaller field with us this evening, so might hamper you a little bit. It's not the end of the world. Hence why Jimmy Howard is not qualifying as ever, because you've got to keep, traditions. There's certain things that are certain to your life. Death, taxes. The swimming pool on the Titanic is still full of water. Jimmy Howard will not qualify unless get him in dirt ovals. And even dirt roads, different story. Different story. Different gravy. There's Ham coming around to complete his lap. Thompson again. Purple in Sector 2. Goes faster once more. Needs to close out his lap and not choke on this one. Is Jake Ham going to casually pop in there? Let's have a little look. Not looking good from him, and well, he loses the rear out onto the drag strip. That's just going to hamper him on this lap, but while starting his next lap as Thompson flying through. What's it going to be? Can he complete it? It's all purple and it's a faster time yet again. There you go, 1:58.974. Second, and faux weather just slapping one in there, and Martin going faster late on as well, just to displace him down. What's Cosick got with it here? Of course, first time deleted. Personal best in Sectors 1 and Sectors 2. The run to the line. Can he get a time on the board? Yes, he can. He's going to be surely disappointed with that one. 1.1 seconds off of the pace. Sam's got out and going again. But by my calculation, no, he didn't complete that lap, did he? So, should be aided with and abetted with this outlap. Oh, we've got lots of logos appearing. Let's just sort that one out for you at home. Well, I'll find what I did with the graphics settings here. As it's all going a little bit wrong here. There we go. Sorted. We're all good. We're good to go, folks. We are good to go. Of course, 1 week ago, we experienced the hiccups, thanks to Jack and Daniel. The glorious honey. Tonight, bit of an English classic. A little bit of port. Classic. Right, Jake Ham, what have you got, my friend? What have you got up your sleeve? You need something, my friend. All or nothing. This final lap. We'll get it in. Maybe? Maybe not. It's a good sector 1, though. Personal best there. Winding things up through the parabolica. The back straight, that's a long arching left-hander. Down into Spets curve. Hard onto the brakes. Winds it up. Here we go. What have you got up your sleeve? Has he got anything up his sleeve? He's treacherous. He's dicing with death a little bit. But he knows he needs to give it everything unless he wants to start last. The sun out here. It is setting. Of course, local time. What do we what it was? Local time here. Well, 4 o'clock in the afternoon near us. Damn it. And I think that could be a time deleted for the ham sandwich. Did he take too much of that curve? He's got 15 seconds to get across the line. I don't think he's going to do it because we have a hard fast shot here. On the end of qualifying, 9 seconds left on the clock. Oh, he's not going to do this. Surely he can't. No, he can't. No, he won't. And he'll be frustrated. If it wasn't for that mistake, and he just barely misses out getting a time on the board. Oh, hamster. What's he like? What is he like? Right, so we head across now into the race session. Let's see, Free Grid Thompson on pole with Martin alongside him. Fairweather and Cossack on row 2 with Ham, having all of his times deleted, and Jimmy Howard, the perennial Mr. I don't take part in qualifying. Well, it's going to be fun. It's going to be wet. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a little bit crazy. And for some reason, my project file is massively playing up. It decided to move stuff around when it shouldn't have done. Oh, this is all gone to pot, hasn't it? Like that. Get rid of that. Job's a good one. Right, folks. Who's ready for this one? Who is ready? Who's going to take the victory here today? Last road race of the season. Thompson waiting for him to take the grid, the only one. Normally have to wait for Howard. He's there. He's primed. He's ready. Good fine wine. Classy. Suave. Sophisticated. All the things you could not say about this man. So, Simon Fairweather. What I just do is go for a little reload the overlays. There he is, Thompson on pole. Here come the lights, and let's get ready, folks, to go racing. As we are green, and we are away. As always, standing starts in Masters as undramatic as you can get. Here we go. 25 laps of fun, frolics, excitement, and faux weather already on the attack here. This looks like he's going to get him up into second. Martin conceding the corner. Oh, he's even reached the apex. But this is where it's crucial because the slipstream is so powerful through the parabolic. Plenty of distance to get the move done again for your lunges of spec scare onto the brakes, but Martin electing. Winding down the clock here. Everyone making their way through. Howard doing well to stay onto the back. Not a road racer is Howard. Making a way through once again. On board with the ham sandwich himself. Heading into the stadium section. Twitchy on the turn in. And Thompson, just getting all a bit wrong. Faux weather ahead of him. Well, didn't spot that happen on the track. I'll replay for you of that shortly. Sticking with this battle for now. As they make their way through the Sud curve. Or heading back up towards the Nord curve. Let's see exactly how faux weather managed to get past. And Thompson just outbraked himself. Well, there you go, folks. And that just facilitated the move, made it oh so easy coming out of Mercedes for faux weather. Can Thompson retake it? Faux weather, a man in form, and Ham. Oh, no. He's come off the track. What's happened to our very own Jake Ham? Oh, too much mustard on that ham sandwich. Around he goes. Onto the brakes. Will Thompson lunge out? Has a little micro look there. We're diminishing down into what is realistically a top 4 here. Sami run aboard with Kosick. Thompson really starting to throw some shapes as we come down into Mercedes now. It's going to be an intriguing onboard, this one. For some reason, all of my colours have not loaded. There's the throttle on entry. Practically throw a blanket over this top 4 right now. As out of the stadium section they come, heading out onto lap 3. The fastest lap from faux weather. He's not hanging around. Instantly displaced. Well, honorary title by Thompson. Just did pick up that additional point for qualifying on pole today. Just don't see Kosick just drop off a little bit now. So our top 3 start to move away. I'm just starting to fall away from Howard as well, interestingly. As here comes Thompson. We're going to see him move on to the brakes. Might not even need to wait for them. So here we come into Spetsky, that inside line, but you can drive it right around the outside. Foweather looking for the cutback, but it's not going to be successful because Martin now in full attack mode. But that momentum killed off from that inside line. Foweather remains in second, but for how much longer? For how much longer? As here comes Martin. He's in attack mode. He's feeling boisterous. He wants a piece of this action. He wants to control this race from the front. Who's got it within them? And it could well be Foweather having another good look there at Thompson. Through Nordkurve. Also Nord being the German for north, Sud for south. Here comes Martin having a little bit of a look at Foweather. Going to ask some questions here. So head down is Einfahrt, but not able to get the move done there, folks. That's the one we wanted. We're going to see a lunge up the inside. He's closing, here he comes, he has a good look, can he get the move done? Has he outbraked himself? He has, and Thompson reclaims it, the lovely fakery there. And Martin, really, really slow there, that's going to bring Kosick right back into play. He's been making steady progress. Checking in with our rear gunners. There they are. Howard and Ham. If their first name start with a J, or if their surname start with a H? What has Ham got to muster within him to find a way past Howard, who's driving out of his skin right now, displaying qualities well above his I rating? So a little bit of a lock up there, and that's just going to allow Thompson to scamper away. Open that gap up to 0.8 of a second as we head out onto lap 5. 1/5 race distance complete. A little bit of a cough there. You don't want to hear that. I'm really fascinated right now by this Martin and Foweather dynamic over second. Thompson, we're praying that his trainer, well, with Kosick involved too. If they start battling, this will be Thompson's time to strike, to get away from this group. But can he do it? I don't know. Do you? We'll find out shortly. On to the brakes into Spetsky. The answer is no. On board here. We'll look at the inside. That blinding afternoon sun as it's setting firmly here in Germany. And also on this section of the championship as well. Of course, a week's time we head on to dirt roads, Pro 4 trucks. Across to the States, to Coranda no less. Home of the famed Landrush starts for the heat format, a change up in format too. Do love the dirt road in XSLR, certainly the dirt oval. The dirt ovals, we will be running the 410 wings. And they are some beasts of machines. Yeah, see on the throttle there and a missed gear change from Martin. Still in the fight though. And so is Cossack, in fact. And Ham. Oh, I was about to say he has not managed to get past Howard, but he has. He's got it done as he runs incredibly right out of turn 1. Take a little look how that all unfolded here. It was Spetskev, and it was up the inside. It was a lovely textbook move down by the ham sandwich. Here we go once more. As the sun starts to set, it's could be interesting. We're in for a real dusky finish here, potentially. Well, it isn't dusky. It's faux weather's fondness of the rear end of Thompson. Every time he gets close, he just loses that edge, loses that bit of time, just faux weather. Do love this section track, that banking there. I mean, you can commit so much speed, so much momentum through there. And we head out onto lap 7, winding down the clock. Of course, pit stop's going to play a part in this. Could well be definitive for this top 4. Let's just seen Cossack running a little bit wide there. Desperate to stay on the back, but it's dropped to was 1.4 seconds as he pulls on a couple of attempts onto the back of Martin. That was because he lunged in too deeply. Backs out once more. On board with Martin again. Oh, there we go. Tried to be fancy for you folks, but it all came undone. And the intriguing lines there, we're really getting perspective of it between Fauxweather and Thompson. Thompson running in much deeper, whereas Fauxweather nowhere near as much and electing just trying to open up the corner. Cossack losing more time. Through the stadium section. It's just going to head across to these two. Oh, there's Ham there. That's how hard he's pushing. Getting out onto the gravel. And that would have spelled disaster with the old iRacing off-track physics. Not anymore though, folks. Able to get away with things here. Despite that, he's pulled a few more attempts over Howard. Howard is not letting him get away. Like a dog with a bone. And willing to have it wrestled off him. But come on, Martin, you need to close this gap up. 0.7 of a second. And although he's picking a couple of attempts through Parabolica off of Fauxweather and Thompson, definitely struggling as yet again that more neater, tidier live from Foweather versus Thompson, who's trying to carry as much speed, as much momentum through Spetskerv as possible. Obviously, German Tam and Hockenheimring synonymous with racing. Track can take us through, so all the way back to 1932 here. It's largely changed since then. There is Ham. Howard's still on his tail. 8/10 of a second between those two. Meanwhile, lead group here is Martin, apologies, right up onto the back of this group now. What has he got within him? But he's always just seems to lack that edge coming out of Einfahrt. But edging closer and closer and closer, bit by bit. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? Thompson just backing out of that one. Did he pick up a slowdown? It did come... That was a little while ago that he came off track. Watch out for Thompson now. Well, let's see if we can get him on board with him and maybe try and ascertain exactly what happened there. That says to me like someone who's trying to burn off a slowdown maybe, or make things a little bit interesting. I mean, championship points on the line. It's Kosick heading out the corner. Wow. The perennial snow globe has been shaken. Foweather into first, defending that inside line. Martin back up to second now. Thompson down those 2 spots into third. Could he rue that come the end of the season? Foweather defensive early on, does not want to give the slipstream to Martin, who does not elect to follow him to that inside part of the circuit. Well, technically the outside of the corner. Here's Parabolica. Martin almost saying, no, I don't want to be part of your tricks. I'll remain where I am. Seven tenths separating our top 3 onto lap 10. 2/5 distance completed. Well, the remaining curve that's left on the track is Sud curve on the old original layout. It's back all the way to 1932. That circuit was 7.4 miles, 12 kilometers in length. Well, a lot of it was cut out in the second iteration of the circuit. Came along in 1938. Kurt Ring. And then, 1966, of course, we saw the best version, in my opinion, of the Hockenheim circuit. Kossick really just dropping off now, not able to. Well, as soon as he was out of that draft, he was out of contention, could not stay with them. So these three tow each other away from the clutches of Kossick. Well, chicane was introduced in 1970. It was only 3 years before they were introduced to the speed of the circuit. 4.2 miles and a large portion of it flat out. It's only really the stadium section that's too far away from that remains of that absolute beast. And of course the start-finish straight, turns 1 and being Nord curve in the final corner. And then it was in 92 when we got the first chicane on the old circuit. They came halfway round. You should loop around and double back on yourself, back through the forest, heading back towards the start finish straight. Still a whopping 4.2 miles, 6.8 kilometers, that circuit. Still making their way through. Lap 11. Fairweather, Martin, Thompson, Kossick, Ham, and Howard, who Howard's really remained close. I'm really impressed with the quality of driving he's displaying here today. He's able to keep pace with Ham, who's some 1,000 iRacing higher than him. That last time around, he was in fact a whole 10th faster, was Howard. So the leaders make their way through. Basically, the whole of the parabolica, the difference between our top 3 and our rear 2. Howard has a look. Is this going to be the move? Surely not. Oh, thinks twice about it. Backs right out of it. All calm down once more. Had a real flurry of activity early on, but it's definitely gone away now. It's everyone ticking down the clock into all those pit stops. Oh, how it loses the rear after a valiant effort. Well, it's going to be a long way back, especially the longer he sits there and he heads to the pits. He knows it. Oh, it was so good. But not everything good lasts forever. And how it retires. Meanwhile, man, this makes this realistically our only battle. It's close though, still between them. It's one of them slightly spreading out. 1.1 seconds now covering them. I mean, it's only 7/10. Some 5 laps to go. Still remaining stationary in the pits. Have to remove that graphic there, as we've seen that for a little while now. Through the stadium section once again. Nose to tail, and they're closing up largely to Thompson, just closing up onto the back of Martin there. Here we go. We're going to see a move here from Thompson. Maybe not in turn one. Martin, though, not too sure about it. Just goes defensive to that inside line into the Nord curve. Is Thompson going to make a move on Martin? Yes or no? Down into specs curve points. Place your bets now, folks. On board with Thompson. And your answer is no. Fobo really starting to get away from these two. They need to decide what they're doing. And they need to decide it fast, otherwise Fobo could check out at this stage of the race. Head off into the distance. Oh, little notification there on my phone and the creak of the chair as we reach for the drink and settle in for this one. Grinding things down, 14 laps complete. If I'm going to come through onto lap 15, so that's going to be 3/5. Race distance complete. I crack over the cold one. If you are, let me know what you're drinking at home. You see the commitment there from Martin as he launched his way across the curves, up on two wheels. Still winding down the clock here. So he has become a bit of a feature of the road races in this series. Forever looking a little bit slow there. What's this getaway? Likewise, getaway is good. Slow in, fast out approach from the Brit. I could say a Brit. He's a bit of a traitor. He left for the land of the Americas. Down to this day that so proudly uses the imperial system, but yet oddly uses the metric system without them realising, in the form of their engine capacities. They calculate them in litres. Do they know what a litre is? Hell no. Do they care what a litre is? Well, no. They understand it when it comes to the medium of motor engines. Gone are the days of cubic inches. And let's face it, nobody understood. Fastest lap of the race there from Thompson. He's committing and I'm wondering whether maybe allowing these two to go past was part of the fuel conservation strategies playing. I mean, led so much of the flight race. Let's do the other two. Do you know what? Down to you guys now. It's down to you. But in doing so, Simon Fairweather has gradually been growing that gap, eking it out. Tom's going to be witnessing that. Does he feel confident though with his fuel saving that he can negate it? Will mean as things stand at the moment, he'll have to be a second and a half shorter in terms of his pit stop compared to Fairweather if he wants to take the lead. After the pit stop says, oh, drone's got lost. Maybe it's more the drone operator. So let's get into the stadium section. Some really coming down here at Hockenheimring. As we delve deeper into the day. Fairweather just a little bit wide there, and they all come in line astern into the pit road. Into the pit boxes they go. First across, Martin goes across early, interestingly. Stacked up. Who will get out first? Sounds like Ham to me is carrying on against. No, he's into the pit road as well. There he comes. Bouncing off the rev limiter. Fairweather gets away first. And Thompson away second. Martin's still stationary. I think he's taking on too much fuel. He's still. Oh, and he's taking tyres. And it's all gone wrong for Lee Martin. Cossack not taking tyres though. Ooh. The Federal Bureau of Investigations are welcome along, monitoring this stream. Anything scandalous that might be going on here. It's the scandalously bad commentary from Brit. An American series of Fairweather just looking a little bit hesitant there, a little bit slow into the corner. But these two have come out side by side, and Cossack, although he was just ahead, here comes Martin to slip his way through. Of course, he does have flesh rubber. However, it's merely just virtual rubber. Nothing hidden or concealed in these tyres. The Federal Bureau of Investigation. And surely this is going to allow Martin now just to pull away. So his tyres bed in across the next lap or so. From Cossack, who, if he can remain close though, he's still winning a shout here. These cars, the tyres on the cars, more than capable of going the full race distance. Lap 18 has just commenced. Let's take another look at that move that got Martin back into P3. On the brakes, lovely little move up the inside there. Job done from him. but needs to hold on to this because Kosick making his life an absolute misery. Not able to get away like I think we were maybe all anticipating he would do so. And this has cost them 12 seconds of time alone. In fact, nearly 13 to Thompson. So Fable ever leads from Thompson, Martin, Kosick, Ham. Normal name retirement. Howard, who we lost on lap 12. And there we go, the gap out over a second now. As I tell you what, Kosick really pushing things hard. Getting out into the kitty litter there. Let's take in some scenic shots here. It really is getting dark out there. Sun's starting to disappear beyond the horizon. .7 seconds the gap now. Kosick to Martin. As Martin checks out, those new tyres started to pay dividends in this battle for third, but changing them did take Martin out of the battle for the lead and the chance of victory here today at the Hockenheimring. You see just how low that sun is now. It's picturesque, it's beautiful, but it's also blinding. Well, those drivers that do have HDR turned off will be more than fine here. Bouncing across the curves. Those that do have it turned on though, oh, they will be suffering, trying to pick that braking marker, that turn-in point. It's challenging sometimes at the best of times, but right now, the sun your eyes, it is practically impossible. One race we've got coming up for you in the rest of the season. What I'm really looking forward to is going to be a brilliant spectacle at Irwindale on the figure of 8. It will be wild. It was part of the dirt road section. Looking at the calendar, let's take you through what we've got. Of course, as you mentioned, Crandon in a week's time for a week-long break. But we head to Wild Rest, Bark River. But then, as I mentioned, the Irwindale figure of 8 with the jumps as well. How will that end? Nobody knows. Will it end in tears for someone? Well, quite possibly. Will it be a barrel of laughs? Great for the fair party in the neutral. That is for certain. Now a further week break. Before then, we head to that oval section, and it's a 3-week stint. Eldora, Lucas Oil, USA International. We break for Easter for a couple of weeks, and then return with the final round of the season as we head to Knoxville, Tennessee. There's your leader, Fairweather, who's really pulled out a gap on Thompson in these latter stages. Since the pit stops. 5 laps to go when they cross the line. Let's see if we can get a bit of a chat to one of our drivers. And let's see if we can get a little bit of this with Adam Thompson. There he is, and well, Adam, 5 to go. It's all gone wrong for you after the pit stops.
Yeah, it has. I stayed out in front too long, I think, and had to take more fuel than Simon, who was saving behind me, and I just couldn't save enough coming into the pits. And I know he's faster, so I'm just hoping he runs out of fuel or makes a mistake. I'm going to keep pushing him, though, just to see, but, I mean, he is clearly much quicker.
He is, and, well, was that the tactic then? It wasn't a slowdown when you pulled across the right on about lap 7 through the parabolica and allowed everyone to come through? It's trying to get them in front of you so that you could fuel save.
That's correct, yeah. Pulled down to the right-hand side to try to take a double draft there because I saw what Simon was doing. He wasn't trying to get around me. He was trying to save fuel. I could hear it in his engine as well. So at that point, I knew that I had to do something because, I mean, these races, especially if you're close enough in skill, these long Miata races are so draft dependent. It doesn't really matter what you do. If you can stay close enough to the car in front, then you've got it. And he timed it perfectly. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't take enough fuel. Let's just hope he didn't.
Well, looking at the pit stop times, he was stationary for around about 3 seconds less than yourself. So
I know.
Maybe, just maybe, that he might not have this one right and you do.
Well, that's the plan. If you start seeing here in the next couple laps, if that gap starts shrinking, you know he's going to start saving. But, I mean, at the moment, he's still definitely pulling away. He's just ran a 59.9. So, yeah, he's definitely still moving the pace forward for sure.
Only a 10.5 slower, though, from yourself. But interestingly, Lee Martin, a little time to make up, but he took tyres. A concern for you?
Nope, not at all. Especially in these Miatas, the tires really don't matter. They might matter. They may have mattered if we were doing a 2-hour race, but these 1-hour races, you don't have to take tires. I think that was just a mistake on his part.
And would you like us to leave you alone as you missed your gear shift? Were you too busy chatting to me?
Yes, I would love that. Thank you very much.
All right, well, there's Adam Thompson here to stay for the rest of the broadcast and talk to us. No, only joking. We'll leave him be. Right, well, there you go, folks. There you go. That's his thoughts. Has Simon Fairweather got this one absolutely smack on? He loves the Mazdas. You got to really say, you got to think maybe. Actually, Simon Fairweather, there he is. He's got this one absolutely smack on and down to the tee, and it's in full control here. 5.5 seconds. Here's the gap that he commands over Thompson. I'm so desperate these having to fuel save his way around this one. Well, I've got after these beautiful cinematic drone shots here. Right on board and find out, is there any lifting and coasting going on? So you've got 3 laps remaining on board with the Brit. Let's find out together. Is he fuel saving? Is he not? That first couple of corners says to me not. It's going to be a real indication now as we head down through the parabolic to Specs Cube. Big fuel saving point on the track. Will he be fuel saving, Bernie? I think he won't. Let's find out together. Well, the big lift there from Foweather. Thompson just not able to reply, and no answer for it whatsoever. That gap out to 6 seconds now. Of course, coming up in the real world is the Daytona 24 Hours. Really looking forward to that one. Let's keep you updated as well on Lee Martin since he passed Kosick. Well, that gap out of 5.6 seconds now, so this new tire's really paying dividends, but he is not catching Thompson, and yeah, when it paid dividends against Kosick, it's not making any headway whatsoever against Martin. Sorry, against Thompson even. As for Hamwell, he's still bringing up the rear there, he is. Maybe fuel saving going on there from him. Foweather just stroking this one home now. After this, one more lap to go. Lights are on that car though. Shows you just how dark it is getting out there. Thompson just taking a little bit of time out of him, but 5.5 seconds at the back. There's going to be some biblical fuel saving required from Foweather if he is to relinquish the lead here. And I cannot see it happening whatsoever. Through the stadium section for the penultimate time here in round 7 of season 7. Apologies, it'll be round 8 of season 7, apologies, of XSLR, 7 seasons deep now. Some of the great races we've seen over the time. So I arrived late to the party. Came along on 3.7, says white flag in the air, 1 lap left to go. The gap down to 5 seconds now. Foweather, wow, committed as ever through turn 1, launching it across the curves. And 1 tour left to bring it home. Just needs to have everything smooth, nothing dramatic, nothing risque. It's at time in the bank. Practically afford to get out of the car, stop, make a lovely cup of tea, get back in, and still be in front of Thompson, who's pushing hard, but it's to no avail. Under half a lap remaining now. Into Mercedes for the first time, sorry, last time even for Foweather. Let's get in the cinematics for the final time with the drone. Greeted by the virtual fans, cheering him on to victory here today in Germany. 2 corners left. to bring this one home, and he's pulled half a second over Thompson. But it's going to be your winner here today with a weave across the line. Simon Foweather, Victor in XSLR. Here comes Thompson. Will Martin join the pile? Thompson's disappeared. Foweather remains there. Here we go. What's Martin going to do? Is he going to veer left? No, he doesn't. Landy Kosick. Come across. No, he won't. He finishes fourth. With Jake Cam just to finish, and Foweather, well, he's headed to the pit, so won't see anything from him. Here we go, folks. There we go. We are done. And Jake Cam completing the finishes here today. Let's have a little look at the results of that graphic won't appear. Some issues with this system here today. Too sure. I mean, we love you, Jake Ham. We love you, but there we go. He's gone. The burnouts into from Ham. And he ends up. Well, that's a disappointment. Who doesn't love to read race results? The burnout in the background. There you go. Foweather victorious over Thompson. Martin in third. That strategy really did hurt him towards the end. And could have been in with a shout of taking victory here today if he had not taken tyres. Sometimes it's about safety first and just securing things. Andy Kosick, fourth. Jake Ham, fifth. Be disappointed that mistake early on really cost him dearly. Howard, well, allowing retirement, lost him back on lap 12. 25 laps here today. And let's get stuck into some interviews. Jake Ham destroys his car. Right, now let's get some things queued up for you folks as we head across into the interviews now and take in the driver's thoughts as I've lost part of the screen that I need. There we go. There we go. Right, now let's queue things up. And get into things here. Well, it was a bit of a crazy race, to say the least. Mo Spin just didn't have enough pace to stick with the lead pack for the whole race. It happens. We're all guilty. It happens to all of us. But let's have a chat to our victor here today. Simon Foweather joins us. Now, congratulations, Simon. First place here today. And, well, it all came down to the pit strategy, it seems.
That's right. It was pretty much down to the pits. I did try to break away when Adam slowed down on the back straight, and just to see if I could. And I got close a few times. I got 7/10 gap, but it's just not enough. Just need. It's almost impossible to break free.
It is, and well, I mean, it must have felt like all your Christmases come at once. I mean, you had the shortest stop by a country mile over everyone. Were you always confident on fuel, or were you a little bit concerned you might have to do a bit of fuel saving after the round of pit stops?
About halfway through the second stint, I was a couple of tenths of a gallon low, so I had to slow down maybe a second or two a lap just to just to clear. So it was close, but just about made it.
You did indeed, and well, looked comfortable in the end, and although it wasn't quite necessarily that way, congratulations, Simon Fairweather, your victor here today. Moving through the order, I'll tell you what, we'll grab Lee Martin next. Let's give a bit of time towards drivers who we've not spoken to at all, as I just find the settings that I need are highly professional. As always, there we go. And let's cue things up. There we go. Always a bit tricky when you're all by yourself, having to do two things at once. Lee Martin joins us now. Third place today, Lee. The tyres in the pit stop. Was it intentional or a mistake?
It was iRacing pulling a little trick on me. I had the tires selected thinking it might actually give me a little bit of speed edge, and I figured 2 tires were free since I was taking 2.5 gallons. And for whatever reason, iRacing decided that tires needed to be changed after the fueling was completed.
Okay, right. Now that explains quite a bit. But I mean, up until that point, I mean, you were hanging out both with Fairweather and Thompson before the pit stops. Were you feeling quite comfortable at that stage, or were you having to push really hard just to maintain pace with them?
Oh, no, I was just trying to save fuel. I figured if Simon wanted to lead, fantastic. I'd just follow him around. I had saved about 0.2 of a gallon by the time we took pits, by the time we went to the pits, and clearly that didn't work out for me.
I know. Unfortunately not, and well, even so, I mean, it's still a podium, isn't it? When all's said and done, you've got to be reasonably happy with that one, considering the pace of the other two, and what might have happened or what might not have happened.
Yeah, I was looking forward to a great finish, but yeah, these guys were great. It was great racing, clean racing. It's always good when you can be that close, that tight, and that clean. So hats off to both of them. Congrats to Simon, and great job for P2B, Adam.
No worries. That's Lee Martin, third place finisher here today. And well, let's keep things moving along. Let's swap one out for another. So we're getting good at this whole malarkey, aren't we? As where is he? There he is. That's not the best of shots, is it? Let's get this one. There we go. Second place finisher here today, Adam Thompson, who spoke to during the race. Missed opportunity there. I mean, looked like it wasn't going to be too bad coming out of the pits, but Simon Fairweather just seemed to blow you away.
Well, Tim, I learned something new while I was sitting in the interview waiting room because you decided to go out of order. So I had a little bit more time to think and get more upset and more pissed off that I didn't win that race. But apparently in these cars, if anybody watching, if there is anybody watching, you can't do half gallons. You can't refuel half gallons in these cars.
No.
But what you can do in the pits is you can uncheck fueling when you get it to the point that you want to get it to, and it'll let you go. I didn't know that. I finished with about a gallon of fuel left in the tank. Simon put 2.2 in, I put 3 in, and that's what made the difference up. And I had a feeling when he got out that far ahead of me. I watched some of his practice laps. I knew it was game over.
It did seem that way, and well, so you're aware, that trick works in any car. Doesn't matter.
That's good to know.
Yes, it works in absolutely any of them, to my knowledge, at least anyway. And yes, gets around some of these tricky situations where you need maybe half a gallon or less. But of course, these cars, of course, built in a land that does use the metric system, so maybe that's part of the problem that you experience here today.
It's probably right. The metric system it doesn't work.
It doesn't, does it? And we were talking about this earlier on in the broadcast. You drive a truck, of course, America famous for having trucks, don't they? And
yes.
A V6, isn't it?
It is.
It is. What capacity is the engine?
It is a 3.5 Oh.
There we go. And that's where it works beautifully.
Oh, you got me. You got me, Tim.
Yes. That one turned on me earlier in the week, and well, there you go. There you go. Adam Thompson, who disappointed in himself, just like his mother, over 22nd. There we go. And well, I think that is probably all we've got time for here today. So we head and bring a close to. Oh, J-Cam, you just do not want to get off my screen, my friend, do you? Oh, it's even on. It's even on. Oh, it just won't disappear. There we go. Issues tonight with SDK Gaming. Clearly, just lost all our regular colours as well. Bit of a shame, but nonetheless. Well, what have we seen today? We've seen drama, we've seen action, we've seen. And Thompson learned that maybe the metric system is better. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back in a week's time when we head to Grandon. Pro 4 trucks coming in hot. I've been Tim Cox. Thank you very much for joining me. Good night. God bless. Goodbye.